Okay. This is going to be a very powerful stream. Very powerful stream. You know what I mean? I think people got to stop before I go into this video. I think people need to stop when people see somebody getting beat up. People got to stop thinking, man, I wouldn't let them do them dirty like that. Look, I'm speaking from experience because I done lived it many times, right? You know, I done been stabbed by motherfuckers bigger than me. I'm talking about people that had the physical advantage and still somebody found the need to try to stab me. So they would say they got me in a fight. You know what I'm saying? So I done been surrounded by motherfuckers, and me being the savage that I was back in the day when I was a kid, I did what needed to be done just to get people the fuck away from me. So this is not a cop out. You know what I'm saying? But I don't think people understand what it takes, the savage you have to become to defeat uh the demons that walk amongst us. By the way, I am a demon. That's how you do it. Just a little spoiler, right? All right. We're gonna look at this right here. This was posted on Mr. Steal Your Chill's page. This was a guy that was being attacked, and clearly he was being surrounded by two guys. And then after after the guys kicked him, the girl forced him to kiss her shoe, and he had to end up doing it. So I'm going to end. I'm going to let you. I'm gonna let you guys see this video. Right, fair use. Here we go. Okay, they're stomping him out.
Kiss my shoe. You sprayed my fucking sister. Kiss my shoe. Kiss my fucking shoe, kid. Kiss my shoe. You're gonna go viral over RG. Kiss my motherfucking shoe. Kiss my fucking Jordan, bitch.
Kiss her shoe.
No.
Kiss her fucking shoe.
Come on, kiss it. Either mine or Abby's, one of them.
I sprayed the wall.
Come
didn't
on.
mean to kiss you guys. I
Kiss
didn't
my
mean to spray
fucking
you
shoe,
guys.
Isaac.
No, I can't.
Kiss my fucking shoe.
Okay, fine.
Kiss it, come on.
Now, here's the thing about a video like this. Um, it's easy to react on emotion and just to say, "Man, this is why schools get shot up and blah blah blah," or "Man, I would have done this." Like I saw somebody in the comments said, "Man, I would have never let somebody." I'm telling you guys right now, for you to do that, I'm gonna tell you, for a person, it's easier said than done. Way easier said than done. So I'm gonna rewind the video and I'm going to analyze it. I'm talking about from a person that's beating the odds. I'm talking about where everybody's against me as a small kid, and I done did it where people just had to stop fucking with me. All right, so I'm gonna analyze it from an insane person's point of view, how to defeat these demons. So watch this. So right there, when you're seeing all these people surrounding him like that, a rumor started out of nowhere. And that could have been him being nice to somebody one day, and then somebody turned that into something. It happens all the time. Now, you see two dudes. Now, I think people look at that as cowardly. I'm going to say, look, in the beginning of this film, look how many people are surrounded. It's four bitches, right? One, two, three, four. Now you got the two dudes beating up, but look how many more people are surrounded. If you notice, it's all these people, all of them. They're here to see the show. They're here to see the circus. Those two dudes have been sent off. Those two dudes beating the kid up. They're not the bad ones. they have been sent off. Right? So right there, you see that coming. Look at them walking away. See how they just walk away? He's been set up.
Kiss my shoe! Kiss my shoe right here! Kiss my shoe! You sprayed my fucking sister! Kiss my shoe! Kiss my fucking shoe, kid! Kiss my shoe! You're gonna go viral all over RG. Kiss my
So he got spit on and everything. So, because there was a comment that it kind of bothered me when I saw that. Because look, man, most people are not gonna do what needs to be done to get these people up off you. Now, look, you gotta look at it like this. Okay, best case scenario, he goes demon mode, psycho mode, and he gets those two big dudes off of him, which I have done before, even though it was one big dude, the guy that stabbed me. But say he does this, right? He can't just beat those two dudes up. He's going to have to lay hands on those bitches that was surrounding him at first. And are you guys willing to do that? Are you willing to have that hat put on you? I'm not telling you what, I'm not going to completely snitch on myself. Well, yes, I am going to completely snitch on myself. All right. So I'm going to snitch on myself a little bit. So for him to be, okay, best case scenario, he beats those guys up. He beats those bitches up. You do know he has to go to school with these guys the next day. So he's going to have to put a beat down so bad where they can't even corner him. And I'm talking about, I used to go to a school where I was surrounded. I had zero friends, no help from no teacher, no pretty girl, no guidance counselor. I was by my motherfucking self. So for you, I'm talking about for it to not happen no more, you're gonna have to put a beating where they cannot fuck with you again. It's not, you can't just get lucky and run away, because you're gonna have to run away every day. You're gonna have to see these people every day. So that, believe it or not, even though most people are gonna look at him like a bitch, and he's probably gonna get his, lunch money stolen, whatnot. At least I don't think that will happen to him again. I don't think so. But at that moment, that was his best option, was to kiss the ring, or kiss the bitch's shoe. Now, the reason why I'm gonna tell you about me, my background story a little bit, okay? Because I keep seeing this comment, man. I want to let that happen to me. Okay. And then somebody said, that's a mindset. And then I responded like, it's easier said than done. And the guy responded back to me, that's a terrible mindset to have. I'm like, this nigga thinks this shit is a video game. Nigga, I done did it. I done got these motherfuckers off me by myself. No help. Do you know the kind of hat that I had to wear for the rest of the year? All right. So I'm telling you. So when I was in okay, when I was in preschool, I was bullied by everybody. Everybody. The counselors, people over there. So that's just something I just got used to. But it gets worse every year. But I didn't, all I could do was back off. I got, you get in a couple fights. I never lost any of them. But, it was preschool. It is what it is. Kindergarten, that's where it started counting. So in kindergarten, I had a terrible situation where there was the fifth graders that would find me every time when we were going down the line in the hallways, and they would corner me and put a kicking on me almost every other day, right? Or they would push me. They would basically just push me out of line every single other day. And One day, I kind of pushed back. One of them kind of pushed back. I don't remember what happened. One thing led to another. I got stabbed. This is a fifth grader and I'm in kindergarten. These guys are like 3, 4, 5 times my size, right? I got stabbed by one of them. The next day, so that I go home, mom asked what happened. It was pretty explanatory, but I didn't say anything. I just went straight to my room. Next day, they tried to get at me. Now, I pushed one of the guys off me the next day and I blacked out. The next thing I remember, I had the fifth grader, I don't remember how I beat the shit out of him, but I beat the shit out of him by myself. No help. The next day, I get called to the office. Next, you know, I don't know what happened. I'm like, I don't know why am I being called to the office? My dad shows up. I see this whole ass nigga with his mom with an ice pack over his eye because I gave him a black eye. Now, meanwhile, he stabbed me. I didn't tell nobody what happened. But this nigga get a black eye after bullying me all year. Right? This is a fifth grader. I'm a kindergarten. This nigga called his mom, or his mom is gonna come in there trying to point the finger at me and shit. Right? So my dad saw the beating I put on this whole ass nigga. And apparently, from what my mom said, it was so bad that my dad just grabbed me and we just ran away from the office. And it was like one of the last days of school. So like, it was that bad. All right. Sheehan Center. Everybody was fucking with me. So I put a beating on this guy so bad that they just labeled me a psychopath. All right. Same thing, elementary school. You know, but what you're gonna have to do is people don't want to. If you're gonna do what you have to do to make sure nobody fucks with you, you're gonna be literally by yourself. I'm talking about you're not gonna be invited to no birthday parties. I don't think you guys can do that. You guys are not gonna be invited to no soccer team, no nothing, no sleepovers, because motherfuckers are gonna be straight up afraid of you. But that's what you're gonna have to do so people do not fuck with you. Because if you're just a sitting duck and you just be like, they're just gonna keep prodding at you until you blow up, or until the typical white boy that he just shoots the school out of nowhere, even though you always see the signs coming. To defeat uh evil, you have to be bigger than evil, but you're gonna have to use some dirty methods, right? The fifth grader that was bigger than me, I was in kindergarten. I gave him a black eye, but it was more than that. All right. I probably bit him a couple times. I probably put some damage on his leg. Cause I remember like when I got in another fight in elementary, not at the elementary school, but I'm saying when I was like playing soccer with somebody or whatever in AYSO, and some dudes was bigger than me. I remember instinctively I kind of grabbed his arm and he said, "Whoa, you're pulling it too far." And he just backed off me like I was like some kind of insane. So now I'm looking back on, I think I did something to homie's leg because the next day, I'm just saying, after I beat that fifth grader up, his homies was just looking at me like some kind of weirdo. They did not touch me for the rest of those couple days. Those last couple of days. They didn't even go near me. All right? So I'm just saying, you're going to have to do some shit where the average person is not going to do. All right. In elementary school, right? I caught wind because I guess people were mad at me being a savage at at elementary. So I'll admit, like in elementary school, I was a savage. A lot of the stuff that was coming to me, I deserved it, right? So in elementary school, um, a girl that I knew who doesn't like me at all, mind you. Well, it's not like she, but she did look out for me. That's all I'm gonna say. She looked out for me. She said that, yo, these guys, it's gonna be four. It's like she basically gave me a. She said, I'm not gonna name the boys who said that they're gonna try to jump you, but they're gonna try to jump you. Mind you, this is at a predominantly white school. I was like, who's finna jump me? Like in my cocky mind, you know what I mean? But mind you, like I said, if you really finna go to war with these motherfuckers, you're gonna be by yourself. Cause these are not just anybody. These are the most popular people at school, or you know what I mean? The people with the most pull, the people that's inviting people to sleepovers and all this stuff. This stuff is actually really important. That I get excommunicated out just for defending myself. Right? This is not a movie. Like this is not Avatar: The Last Airbender. You're gonna be by yourself, right? And you're gonna be seeing these motherfuckers every day, right? You're spending 10 months of the year at school. So we go. She goes. It's like 6 or 5 people trying to. And but the way she described it, I knew she wasn't lying, right? And so then I was like, and then once you started, I did my own investigation. I was in 5th grade. So once I started doing my own investigation, I started finding out. Oh, I think I know who's it. And two of them were supposedly supposed to be my best friend. One of them was supposedly my best friend, and one of him was his best friend that never liked me. I'm like, oh, of course I knew but like I said, these motherfuckers. I used to play soccer against them in like travel soccer. These niggas is not touching me. I'm talking about back then. These niggas was not gonna touch me. But together, they could do something. They probably could have put a beating on me, but they know because I'm like the only one of the few black kids at the school. It's just gonna look bad, so they were gonna catch me slipping. So I did a bold move. I went to lunch. I think a week later, and I did like some real psychological warfare stuff that I didn't realize how evil that was until really later on in life when I tried to change my personality. So I went to the lunch table and I was like, man, I was here. I'm talking about to where who the people I knew that was trying to set me up, and they had no idea that I knew until when I went to the lunch table. I was like, man, I was hearing somebody was trying to set me up, was trying to beat me up. Man, that shit is crazy. And I slapped one of the guys upside the backside laughing like they were my friends. And only one of the person was laughing. There was only one person that was laughing. That was like Peter. Oh shit, I'm putting his name out here. It was like somebody out there. It was like 2 guys that was laughing with me because I guess they weren't part of the plot. The rest was just like eating their lunch sandwich. Like so, by that reaction, I already knew who that was. You know what I mean? And then I went back to homegirl, and she eventually told me who it was, and it was exactly who I thought it was. But like I said, people don't understand. These people that are targeting you, they're going to keep targeting you, even if you win the battle. It's long term, bruh. It's long term. Motherfuckers is not just finna. All right, so now let's go back to this video right here. All right, the only way for him to win completely is for him. Okay, you see how he's already down like right there, and he has those girls around him too. The only way for him to win this war, and I'm sorry if it's gonna come off as savage, but I'm telling you what I would have done in his position. Since people like to say, "Oh, I would have done this," no, this is what I would have done, and I know most of you guys are not gonna do this if you were in this position. What I would have done in his position, I would have snapped both of those guys' legs. I could easily do it. I played defender when I used to play defense. I used to play goalie. I used to go out and intentionally hurt people when I was playing sports. All right, putting myself out there a little bit. So I would have broken both of those guys' legs. I would have slapped that girl back there, those three girls over there. I would have spit on them. I've done that before, but they were guys. It wasn't girls when I was doing it. But that's what he would have had to done. Okay, so let's play. So those girls walking away, I would have already snapped those guys' legs. All right, moving on. Now, worst case scenario,
Kiss my shoe.
I'm still fighting them.
Kiss my shoe. You sprayed my fucking sister.
Now, the way I would have done it, home girl would have not been able to come up to me. But I remember one time I f- I fell. I faked a fall just to lure somebody in. It was this kid I knew, Robbie, whatever. I faked the fall just to lure him in. Once he came near me, I tripped. I tripped him with my leg, whatever, and ran away laughing at the nigga. So that's the type of nigga I am. So I probably would have done something like that. Say if I would have like, say if okay, they would have gotten the beat on me because it looks like these guys look like what in middle school. Yeah, they look like middle school, not high school. So like, yeah, in middle school, I would have had him where. So say if I didn't feel like breaking their legs, I would have lured them in, wait for the girl to come in, trip the girl up, make sure she crack her head a little bit. Right? Let's move on.
Kiss my shoe. Kiss my fucking shoe, kid. Kiss my shoe. You gonna go viral over?
So right there, I think when people are saying, "Why did he kiss his shoe?" Now, what I would have done, I would have snapped her leg because girls' legs is like I don't think people understand like men and women are really different like bone structure wise. So you gotta I remember when they would have they would have when I was in high school they had the freshman boys play the senior varsity girls as like a practice, and I would literally intentionally hold back. You know what I'm saying? Because it's just physically we're so different. One of the girls had tried to tackle the ball from me. So we kind of collided ankles, but we hit the ball first. She damn near snapped her ankle in half, but she only ended up like just spraining it. But I could feel the bone like and I held back from the tackle, right? But even knowing the damage, I would have still done the same thing if I was in his position. Now, the way I explained this situation, you're like, no, that's too far. That's what he would have had to done. That's what he would have had to do to escape that. Because he's gonna have to do it where nobody talks to him because they're gonna keep fucking with him. This is not just gonna go away. He's gonna have to. There's a reason why, like, it's like certain things, or the parents are like, "Man, we're gonna have to move schools," because it's like, and it's not like just moving schools. Like, parents will like move whole states when they find out their kid is getting bullied like this, because it's not gonna stop. The only way it stops is if you do it like I did it. Is where you make sure, man, woman, transgender, whatever gender you want to claim one day, you cannot fuck with me. Period. If you do, I will break something that you need, and I was willing to do that. And that's why nobody fucked with me from preschool on to beginning of ninth grade. The reason why after eighth grade I tried to do think do things different was because that was the first time, really, like middle school, that was the first time when I went to like a school where nobody was really bullying me. People was like really accepting of me because they already knew me from like summer camps and shit. Plus I was around all niggas, so you know what I mean? So it was a welcoming environment. You know what I mean? It was almost like a I always called middle school for me was like almost like a rehab, because that was like the first time nobody was fucking with me really. Obviously you still had, I remember the older kids they was still picking at me, but it didn't bother me for the first time because I kind of looked at them like my older brothers, and when I like proved myself to them, it stopped. You know what I mean? So it was never anything personal where I wanted to kill them. You know what I mean? The other guys, the way I did it is where I wanted to kill them, where I had to stop myself because people were afraid to step in because they knew if they stepped in, they would have been hurt. That's the type of savagery he was gonna have to do. And people look at videos like this and they just like, why would he just sit there and take it? Dude, you don't it's easy, much easier said than done. And overall, it gets taxing on your soul. Overall, it taxes you physically. You know what I mean? Um, Man, most people are not willing to go that extra mile, but that's the only way you would get those motherfuckers off you. Because I could have done it, especially back then, like in elementary when I was that young. I'm talking. You don't know how many times the parents of those kids, when they find out that the savage that I am, how many times the parents had to call the principal, their parents had to call oh my God, this guy's after talking all that shit behind my back, and then you approach, hey, so what did you say you were gonna do? Uh, and then I show up like the Haitian from Bad Boys. What's that? No, I came up like this. I can't find it. Motherfucker! You get my I come up like that. And then you know what I mean, with that kind of energy. That kind of intention. And then yeah, and then shit happens. Now, like I said, that's what I would have done. I would have broken her legs. Well, first of all, I would have broken both of those guys' legs, and then because I like I said, I did weird things to get people away the fuck away from me, which most people are not willing to do. And I know most of you guys are not willing to do because most of you guys took the shot. That's another story for another day. All right. So I would have done that. So a quick review. Let's bring this back a little bit. What I would have done, since people are saying that I'm the weak one right here. So at that age, those kids, I would have broke those two boys that are beating him up. I would have broken their legs. All right. That kid that's walking away, I would have not let him to do it. The girl that came up to him, I would have beat her up too.
You're gonna go viral over RG. Kiss my motherfucking shoe. Kiss my fucking Jordan, bitch.
Kiss her shoe.
No.
Kiss her fucking shoe.
Come on, kiss it.
And then the girl that's handling the camera, I would have taken the camera and broken it. I've done that to other people. But back then, they didn't really have a camera. I remember one dude, he had like these pants. I remember like he had like a change of pants, and then I found him and I threw him in the garbage and whatnot, where they threw up and whatnot. And then I threw it in the garbage, and this dude was trying to find his pants, and I was laughing at him. That he was looking at me. He was all right, that's too much information. TMI, TMI. But that's what you're gonna have to do, and most people are not willing to do that. So let's not let's not act like people don't know what it's like to like you go into an environment and you're already getting picked on, and I'm talking about you don't even get a chance to say anything, and I'm talking about the counselors are not on your side. Like I told you, most of these teachers ain't shit, bro. I'm just letting y'all know. Once y'all get kids, you guys are gonna need to vet your teachers, like for real, and see what kind of teachers there are. Just not in a not like upfront, but you're gonna have to know what kind of teachers these motherfuckers are. You gotta know what kind of kids your kids are hanging around with, because most of them ain't shit either. All right, so that's what I would have done. You know, because because I would have slapped both the dudes and the girls, and then I would have screamed bloody murder at all of the girls surrounding the premises, so much so that they would have to call their parents. That's what happened to me. And most people don't want that shit on them. That label on them to be a to be the psychopath that nobody want to touch. You know what I mean? So it you know so let's not you know do that. And that because at the end of the day, you have to do that because people know who to try. You know what I mean? I was really dark skinned back then. Sorry, I'm still am, and I was short. I still am. You know what I mean? So I was a small, weird looking, really ugly little kid. So I was always gonna get. Everywhere I go, I always stick out like a sore thumb. You know what I mean? That's why I kind of like working now because the jobs I usually have now is like I'm in the background, so nobody's even talking to me. So that's like to me, it's almost like heaven at times, especially when I'm working where I don't even have to deal with nobody. You know what I mean? Now, if somebody approached me right now, I can't win no fight right now. Like after ninth grade, I'm talking about I'm vulnerable, bro. Like I think a girl can beat me up, bro. I think I'm dead serious. I think a girl can beat me up straight up. Cause I'm weak. I ain't got look at this shit right here. Nigga, I ain't beating up nobody. You know what I'm saying? That's what I told all my female friends, all my sisters, cousins. I said, look, you better be careful which nigga you talking to because I'm not finna stick up for you. You gonna have to take that L. So don't be playing with niggas out there. And to their credit, they have protected me by being respectful and not putting me in a position where I can die. Because like right now, I can get got by anybody. I am not fighting nobody. Those days are way behind me. I don't do that shit. I don't do that shit. I am not a fighter. And I don't have no gun. So, you know what I'm saying? So, this is what my opinion is what he would have had to done. So, let me end this stream. Thank you for listening. This was really long, but very necessary.